What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for a new daily news update after 2 days after we've beaten Torino. The first day of the international break, which is never fun. It's boring. The last international break wasn't fun, but it was eventful because a lot of things happened. I'm not expecting a lot of, should I call it scandals or whatever you want to call it, to come out this week, because it doesn't feel like that type of moment at this moment in time. We won. We're third in the league, I think. We're, I don't know, 4 points, 5 points off Milan, something like that. So it's not too bad for the majority of the fan base, and the media as well. So also this week they will celebrate the 100-year ownership, which is probably gonna take up big portion of the international break. But the international break is for transfer news, and Giuntoli spoke about it. Uh, Ferrero spoke about it. Scanavino spoke about it. Even John Elkann spoke about it. So that's what probably is going to dominate the international break. So that's what we're going to discuss really quickly. And yeah, before we get into it, like, subscribe. Oh, also, because people have been asking for it. If you want to get one of these, you can click the, the the tab that's coming on your screen now, or the link for that in the description as well. You can choose, because they were out for a couple of weeks, but they're back now, so you can get one of those. But yeah, let's get into the daily news video. Okay, so obviously, like I want to say the last 2 weeks, the questions about are we going to sign a new player, and especially a midfielder in January, has been starting to heat up. Giuntoli responded to those questions. Allegri, Scanavino, Ferrero, John Elkann, even now. So it's something that's kind of a hot topic, and especially because Pogba is done. So you are with a midfield less. Nicolucci, I have still no idea why he's at the club, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but he's not even warming up on the sidelines during games. It's when he stayed in the summer. I know I was baffled because in the packing order he is behind. I don't know, 3 players, 4 at a time. And after the injuries that he had, he needed to go out and play regular minutes. I don't think this is helping him at all. Um, but yeah, so we were a player short with Pogba out. You might say we were always a player short with Pogba there, but that's not how the club saw it. Um, and the way things are going, especially now, looking at the table, looking how Inter are playing, Milan, Inter, I think that's why it's kind of heating up, because the reports were Allegri will get a player if we are in a title race, by January. And, it's not January, it's October. And some might suggest we are, and we will be in a title race by January. So that's why the news is heating up. And it's gone from do we need a right winger to do we need a midfielder to we need a midfielder. That's the news basically. And there are a couple of names out there, but it starts with the current setup. Fagioli is not having a good start to the season. Miretti is not performing up to, I don't know, how do you want to call it, the the required standards, I guess, which I do agree with. The part I don't agree with, there are other players who are not performing up to the standards on a lot of money, who are of age, who have experience, and they're getting away with it, in my opinion. So that's an issue. Now, what is kind of key is if you bring a player in, I think you need to start moving players. Obviously, Nicolucci, but if you bring in a Samardzic, because that's news. Colt Myers, like there are a lot of names being mentioned. I still believe we're not gonna sign that type of player. And with that type of player, I mean a player you're gonna pay a lot of money, and even 30 million is a lot of money for us now, and you view as one of the top guys for your future. I don't think any team is gonna do that deal now. So that's why I'm very hesitant towards signing a player. But if you let's say you get a Samardzic or whatever. I'm here to say Miretti leave on loan, and I'm actually here to say Miretti leave on loan just in general, period, because this is not going to work. You know, the way things are going now, you are not going to improve one bit. You know, I have people telling me, oh, Mili came on and he did better, you know, in the striker position. One, Miretti wasn't playing the striker, and two, even if he was, well, bingo, Sherlock. One is a striker, the other one is not a striker. Like it's not that deep, you know. When you come up with those points, that's a clear agenda because you're comparing apples with oranges at that point, you know. He is a player, in my opinion. He's an attacking midfielder. I don't think he can play behind the striker in a one. I don't think that's gonna work, which did behind Keane solo. Like that looked not good. Um, I think he's a player who needs movement in and around him because then he will excel. And we lack movement completely. Against Torino, it was sad to see. At one point, he looked up and there was acres of space, and it took ages before Kostic ran into that space, and gone chance. And the one time Kostic, got up to speed, he messed up what could have been a very good goal scoring opportunity. So it's not working out. I don't think he's gonna get the development he needs. You might suggest moving during the season. Is that a good move? Who knows? Sule left basically before, like, the season was still playing out, so it could be. But excuse me, I don't see it for him. Same for Junior. I don't see it happening. The development is not what it should be. There's talks about a new deal for Junior. I don't see him signing that new deal at this moment in time because he's behind Kostic and Cambiaso, a player we just got, Cambiaso, and a player we try to move on until the final day of the transfer window, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy that the packing order is this. A player you're trying to move on is now your starter. Weird. But same for those guys. If you're not going to play, and it's sad, but when you look at Sule, that's what you need. Now, Samardzic, I don't know. Do I want him? Yes, obviously, because if you get the deal Inter got, it's a steal. It was a complex deal, but at the end of the day, it was a bargain. It wasn't steal. So will you do it? Yes. Will Udinese sell? I don't think so. Mid-season, will Samardzic leave? I'm not sure. He said he's not gonna leave during the season. Like Koop Myers, Atalanta are not gonna let them leave. Thuram, like all these players, they're not moving in January unless you splash the cash like we did with Vlahovic. We don't have that type of money now. So I think it's very difficult to see us sign players, how things stand at this moment in time. Could we do with one? Well, yeah, obviously. We could do with a couple of signings. We know that. But will it happen? I don't know. I don't know. It's just talk. But as of now, it's just more of suggestions. We need, like, it's more predicated on the fact that we actually need one than, it's actually real. And we need that type of player. The rumors are piling up, from good sources that we're actually looking at players. Di Marzio. I just am hoping it's players we can do with long term, not quick fixes and whatever. Because like Højbjerg, like that's not the type of signings you need to do. Those are quick fixes, even if you want to call it a fix. That's a no go. Those are the things you cannot do when you're low on cash. But let's see. It's still October, and it's only day one of the international break, so things can move extremely quickly when it comes to news. So yeah, that's this one. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification if you're new, and we will see you again in the next one.